Hey guys, how's it going? CoderMan here. Today's video comes from one of my subscribers had actually sent me a message and asked me, how do you deal with not getting a project? Now, I've touched on how to deal with failure in business on a couple other videos. What happens when you put in a bid for a project, you feel like it's really strong, everything's going well, and you simply don't hear back? And, kind of how do you handle this, whether you're just starting out or, 10 years into business? How do you exactly handle that process? So I'll start off by saying that, dealing with failure is it's a crucial part of business. You have to definitely learn how to do it. But the biggest thing about when you're bidding for a project, you have to put your best effort forward no matter what. Even if you have an opportunity where they're like, you're going to be putting in a bid and there's 25 other people bidding on this project, you may think, I'm not going to put as much effort in this because I might not get it. Well, if that's the case, then you shouldn't bid at all. Like, you shouldn't put your hat in the ring at all. And the reason for that is because if you don't put your best effort forward, then it's kind of going to shine through and you really have no chance of winning. So why waste your time? Assuming that you've put all the effort into into your proposal for the client, you've drawn up a document, let's say for instance, you're building a website, you've gone through the outline of the statement of work, you've gone through and presented a proposal, you have your terms, your payment, your timeline, who's going to be working on the project, previous examples, all things you should have inside a proposal. You send it off. Initially the client's really excited. They're like, hey, this looks great. We're going to be in touch soon. And 5 days go by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes even a month, you don't hear anything. What I like to do is in about a week after I send a proposal or after I have the team send a proposal, I will follow up personally. So even if one of my team members had sent it, I try to follow up myself. Being the founder of the company, it just kind of strengthens that, we're a small business, but we take care of our customers no matter what. So I reach out, I ask them if they receive the proposal and if they have any question. Now, there's two ways that this can go. The first one, of course, is that they respond and they say, hey, it's not a fit, but we really appreciate the effort. Okay, there's not much you can do there. The other is we don't hear back. So I send out an email and say, hey, client X, we had sent the proposal last week, haven't heard back, wanted to make sure you received it. What I like to do is about, say, 5-7 days later, follow up again. At this point, you're not being a pest. You want to stay on their radar because maybe the last time you sent the have you got it email, they were traveling and there's nothing you can do about that. So you end up having a situation where you don't want to be annoying, but at the same time, you also don't want to let it fall through the cracks. So I'll follow up a second time. I'll ask them if they, once again, if they received the proposal and if they have any questions. And then what I'll do is I'll strengthen, if you have any quick questions or concerns or anything of the sort, here's my direct phone number. So I'll actually put my phone number right in the email, like bolded, linked if it's mobile, whatever. Just make it really, really simple for them to get in touch with you. Because you may find out that you put together a proposal and maybe you forgot a piece or maybe they have to add a piece, and you kind of like following up like that, it just builds that trust, especially with a new client or a new potential client. You want to be building that trust from the first interaction. Now, in terms of feedback from a proposal being rejected, the most obvious is that they don't respond, or you simply just get, we've gone a different direction, or we've put this project on hold. You just don't get a response at all. They don't get a response at all. There's really nothing you can do about that. It stings, especially when you're starting out, because you feel like you put your best effort forward, and then for whatever reason, you don't get the project. However, if you get feedback, so if they say, we had asked for you to lay out a schedule and you didn't put a schedule in your proposal. Take that as really, really crucial feedback and really valuable, almost gold level feedback, because they took the time to reach out and tell you why you didn't get the project. And now, ideally, moving forward, you'll never make that mistake again. So write it down in your processes, or if you're just starting out, write it down in a freaking Post-it note and put it on your computer screen. Just make sure that moving forward, you go over the statement of work and you make sure that you've hit all of the individual pieces. Most often what a client will send, which is what's called an RFP, which is request for proposal. So The client draws it up and they send it out to agencies and individuals, and that is their request for you to send in a proposal. Go through that with a fine-tooth comb. Make sure that you have met every requirement. Sometimes they'll go extremely detailed. We had an opportunity to write a proposal submit a proposal for a local school in, I believe it was Oklahoma, and in the RFP, it actually stated that you needed the proposal to be notarized. So you actually had to go to your bank or to it was a public, I think it's a public servant. I'm not positive what that name is, and you have to get the document notarized, and you need a witness. Others, actually that same one, it needed to be physically mailed. Another one, they wanted a PDF and a physical mailing. So you actually had to send it to a physical mailbox and then follow up with a PDF. And these are things that if you don't do that simple step, it kind of shows that you're not really serious about this. You're not really serious about the business. So why are we going to work with you? Now, I like to make all these videos have some sort of a real world element where it's an example of something that I have personally done. And one thing I had done a few years ago was I had a proposal. I actually submitted the proposal. Everything was great. But the one thing that I did not do was provide the budget. The reasoning for it was I was kind of uncertain on a couple of elements, and I had written an email attached to the proposal saying that this was a draft. But the problem is the person that receives the proposal isn't always the client you're going to be working with. Sometimes it's just their secretary, or depending on how big the client is, some bigger agencies and some bigger brands actually use third parties to source proposals. So they didn't follow up with me and give me that information. So I tried to submit another one as best I could, but at that point it was too late, so I couldn't get it. So hopefully this answers your question regarding, proposals and how to deal with failure when you have a project that you've submitted and for whatever reason you just don't get it. Like I said at the beginning, it's going to happen. If you are sending 10, 15 proposals a week or even 10, 15 proposals a month, you're not going to get all those projects. It would be great if you did, and there will come a time where projects are coming to you, so your phone will ring, your inbox will fill up, and they're really high value projects through direct referrals, or your name came up on another project or another list or something. But starting out, you have to really comb for proposals. So for now, that's all for this topic. Go ahead and leave a like, comment if you have any questions on the topic. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.